Assalamu alaikum everyone. Once again, I welcome you all present here to my YouTube channel, that is Nawab Kiazai. Nawabkiazai. As you know that we have started a series of tenses, and this is the sixth video of tenses, sixth lesson of tenses. So in today's video, we will know about, or you can say we will learn about present perfect. You can see it here, present perfect. So along with present perfect, we will learn one more thing, that is, or that will be active voice and passive voice. Or let's know a little bit what present perfect is. Present perfect is an action that was started in past and finished in present. It started in past, finished in present, but finished, complete, without any faults, without any show. If we talk about active voice and passive voice, so let's know a little bit about active voice and passive voice. So first of all, if we talk about the active voice is a sentence that is commonly used. As in general, when we speak, these all sentences are active voice, you can say. Now I am talking to you, this is, you can say, an active voice sentence. Understood? Passive voice sentence is a, you can say, another way of speech, you can say, I can say a different way of speech, where your main purpose is the action, not the subject. Understood? In active voice, subject is important. For example, if I say, who broke this chair? Then the students will say, sir, Ali broke the chair. Now here, Ali is important, means subject is important. But here in passive voice, the verb, the main work is important, the main action is important. No matter who did it, work is important, okay? We will see that the work has been done or not, okay? We will give importance to the work, the action, the verb, not the subject, not the, you can say, agent that carried it out. No, in passive voice, agent is not, you can say, you can say subject is not important, but rather action is important, that you can say verb is important, that work is important. Understood? For example, if I say, the police have arrested the thief. The police have arrested the thief. Now here the police means the policemen, the correspondents of police. Okay? Here. If I say the police has arrested the thief, here means the department. Understood? The department. The police has, the department. The police have means the policemen. This is the difference. But mostly we say police have, not police has. If someone says, it's okay, it's not a problem. Why? There he means the police department, okay? But where we mostly talk about such situations, then we say the police have. So you see the active voice, the police have arrested the thief. Here police is important. Why? The police has done this job, has arrested the thief. Understood? Now let's go to the passive voice. That is, the thief has been arrested. The thief has been arrested. Now here, main purpose is the arresting of thief. No one knows it, no matter who arrested the thief, but thief has been arrested. Here thief is important, or you can say arresting is important, not the doer, not the subject, not the person who carried it out. But in active voice, police is important. In passive voice, thief is important. Okay? Anyway, So this is the, I can say, difference between active and passive. So now let's talk a little bit about the formula of active voice. Okay, present perfect, formula of active voice. So the formula is this, that first of all your subject, then your helping verb, I mean has, have. So why has, why have. Has is for singular subjects, have is for plural subjects. After that your main verb, I mean the third form of the verb, which is called V3 or past participle. All three are correct. And you can say at last or at the end your object. Four things. Once again, subject plus helping verb plus main verb plus object. There you go. Your sentence is ready. Okay. Now if we talk about the passive voice, so let's see the formula of passive voice. First of all your subject, then your helping verb, I mean has been, have been. Why has been, why have been. The same case applies here also. As I said before, for singular subjects has been, for plural subjects have been, correct. And then your third form of the verb is a main verb, third form of the verb. Now here I would like to tell you one thing, that in passive voice sentences, the verb that is used as a main verb must be the third form of the verb. Anyhow, in any case, at any rate, by hook or by crook, that must be third form of the verb. When it comes to passive voice, I'm talking about the passive voice in the main verb of passive voice. I'm not talking about helping verbs here. I mean, is, are, and was, were, has, have. No, 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 no. I'm talking about the main verbs. I mean, go, come, read, write. Okay, such sentences. Such verbs. So the main verb that is used in passive voice must be the third form of the verb, which is called past participle, or you can say V3. Understood? In any part of the tense, not only in present perfect, whether it is past simple or past continuous or past perfect, whether it is present simple, whether it is present continuous or present perfect, no matter, whether it is future simple, even future perfect. Okay, your main verb must be third form of the verb for passive voice. Understood? Mark my words. You cannot make a mistake here. If you made a mistake here, you would pay the price. Okay, not me, because I have done my best to provide you the best education as much as I can or could. Okay, so I said third form of the verb is used in passive voice is a main verb. Okay, after that your object. Understood? Let's see once again, because it got too long. Subject plus helping verb, I mean has been, have been, plus third form of the verb plus object. Understood? Clear? Now this was the formula of active and passive voice. Now here I would like to tell you one thing, that the subject of the active voice becomes the object of passive voice. The object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. Understood? You can see this, you can say sign of X, this X, yeah, you can say that the subject, this is the subject of active voice, this is the object of active voice, this is the subject of passive voice, this is the object of passive voice. Understood? Now this thing, the beginning of active voice comes at the end of passive voice. Okay, the end of active voice comes at the beginning of passive voice. Understood? This thing can come here and this thing can go there. Understood? Here I would like to tell you one more thing, that in active voice, passive voice, only transitive verbs are used. I mean, in active voice, passive voice, only a transitive verb is used, not an intransitive verb is used. Understood? Now let's know the difference between transitive and intransitive. Why a verb is called transitive and why a verb is called intransitive. So intransitive verbs are those verbs which cannot take, or you say do not take, a direct object. Means they can take a poor object. Okay, it's not their object, but still it is, you can say, dedicated to them. Otherwise, it's not their object. It is it's the object of preposition. They don't have any objects. But still, these, you can say, intransitive verbs take indirect objects. I mean, they take objects through a preposition. Understood? While on the other hand, transitive verbs take direct objects without any help of preposition. Okay? Means transitive verbs don't need any prepositions to, you can say, approach the object or to approach an object. Understood? This is the difference. So now let's see a little bit which are the intransitive verbs and which are the transitive verbs. Transitive verbs like teach, speak, break, watch, or you can say see, many more words, uncountable words, verbs. Okay, these are just examples, a few examples. Intransitive verbs are go, come, sleep, and many more verbs like this. So go, come, sleep, such verbs cannot be used in active voice and passive voice. Why? As I said before, the object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. When in active voice there is no object, when there is no object, then how a passive voice sentence can come into form without a subject. Understood? Subject is needed for any sentence, anyhow. This thing even I can know, even a 2-year child can know that without a subject, a sentence is never framed. A sentence is never made. Why? Because a sentence needs a verb, you can say. A sentence needs a verb, in action. But there should be a person that should, carry out that action. Understood? When there are no subjects, then how this work will be done, or how this action will be carried out without a subject, without a doer? How is this possible? We are not in the theory of Darwin. It's not like Darwin's theory that anything can happen, you can say, automatically on its own. We don't believe in such things. So any work needs a doer, a subject. Any action needs a doer or a subject. Okay? So as I said before, when there are no objects in the active voice, then how can we bring a subject for passive voice? There must be an object for active voice. After that, that object can be the subject of passive voice. Understood? That's why I said intransitive verbs can never be used in passive voice sentences. Mark my words. Understood? Now here comes the problem that there are some verbs that they are can say both. They are transitive and intransitive. How? Like, let me give you an example of the verb that is speak. Now I am speaking to you. Here it is an intransitive verb. To you. Why? Because to you. For example, now let's take the example of transitive verb. I am speaking English. I am speaking French. I am speaking Bravi. I am speaking Balochi. I am speaking Urdu. I am speaking, I can speak many languages. Here, speak is transitive verb because it's taking direct objects. Now you see here, I am speaking to you, intransitive verb. I am speaking to him, intransitive verb. I am speaking to them, intransitive verb. I was speaking to them, intransitive verb. Okay, so this is the difference. Let me get you another example of another verb, that is fly. For example, if I say, I am flying kites Okay, I am flying a kite. Now here I am using the transitive form of the verb because there are no prepositions in, are, in, it, no. Okay, now let's take the example of, you can say, intransitive verb, that is, the birds are flying. The birds are flying. Now here it is in intransitive verb. Why? Because it's not taking any object. The birds are flying, finish. If you want to put an object, that could be through a preposition. The birds are flying in the sky. The birds are flying in the sky. So in this preposition. Okay. Similarly to these also verbs that go, come, sleep. I sleep in the bed. I sleep on the bed. I sleep at night. I go to market. Okay. I am coming from the market. These all take prepositions with them. That's why they cannot be used in, you can say, active voice and passive voice sentences. Understood? So now the last thing that I wanted to tell you that the sentence, each sentence you can say has some versions. I'm not talking about those kinds that you can say optative, imperative, and declarative. Those are no. Here I am talking about the, you can say, versions of the sentence, the same sentence. How same sentence? Subject is the same, verb is the same, object is the same, but still there is, you can say, there are some changes in, you can say, among, you can say, these sentences. How changes? Positive sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, interrogative negative sentence. As I have written on the board here, P positive sentence and negative sentence, IN interrogative sentence, another IN interrogative negative sentence. Understood? So now let's go to the examples without any delay because we have taken too much time here. Okay, so if we take some more time, so it will be too lengthy. Understood? You see here, this is active voice, this is passive voice. Okay, you can say present perfect. Now here I want to tell you one thing that here these are, you can say, many subjects. I mean 4 subjects, then helping verb, then main verb, then object. Now you don't have to write like this. Here I have written for my facility because otherwise each subject needs a complete sentence. Each subject needs a complete sentence. This one also 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 needs a complete sentence. Like this. Every subject needs a different, you can say, sentence, a complete sentence. That's why I have, you can say, concise them, curtailed them, so that I can say cover more and more place on the board. Okay, to provide you can say best knowledge. So I will read them now, then you will understand them. You see, plural subjects, plural helping verb, singular subjects, singular helping verb. Okay, as I said before in that formula that plural subjects take plural verb with them, have. Singular subjects take singular verb with them, has, but helping verb. Okay, not the main verb. I'm talking about this one. Now here if we talk about I, the subject I, that is, you can say, the exception of, you can say, English language when it comes to you can say tenses. I is the exception, you can say, of tenses. Sometimes it is here, sometimes it's there. Now as I myself said that singular subjects take singular verbs with them, has. So according to my words, I should have been here, but still I is here. With it's a singular subject, but still it is with these plural subjects. Why? As I said before, I is the exception. Okay, you cannot control I. It can be anywhere. It can take any, you can say, helping verb. Okay, so let's read them now. I have spoken English. You have spoken English. We have spoken English. They have spoken English. Understood? You see? Now I use them separately. Okay? I made a sentence for each subject. Now look at the singular subjects with singular helping verb. He has spoken English. She has spoken English. It has spoken English. Ali has spoken English. Understood? Now this was, you can say, present perfect, active voice, present perfect, active voice, positive sentence. Now let's go to the say present perfect, passive voice, positive sentence. Now you see, as I said before, the beginning of active voice comes at the end of passive voice. You see here, that is the beginning, this is the end. This is the end, this is the beginning of passive voice. This thing can come here, and that thing can come here. Understood? You see, the object of active voice has become the subject of passive voice. Here it is. Now let's read it. English has been. Why has been? Because subject is singular. Because of this. You have to see these objects. Then you have to put them as subject. Then you have to put helping verbs according to them. Understood? English has been spoken by me. There that is I. Here it should be me. There that is you. Here it should be you. Because you, no change. There that is we. Here it should be us. There that is they. Here it should be them. Understood? Okay. There that is he. Here it should be him. There that is she. Here it should be her. There that is it. Here it should be it. There that is Ali. Here it should be Ali. Understood? Now let's read them now. English has been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them. Okay, the next one. English has been spoken by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Correct? Now let's go to the negative sentences, okay? Negative sentence. Now the sign of negative sentence is this, that in between the helping verb and the main verb, this word, not comes. Understood? Not. You have to put this, not here in the middle of, in between these, helping verb and main verb. Okay? Now we'll read them for you. You will understand them easily. I have not spoken English. You have not spoken English. We have not spoken English. They have not spoken English. Okay? Now this was plural subject, plural verb. Now singular subject, singular helping verb. Okay? He has not spoken English. She has not spoken English. It has not spoken English. Ali has not spoken English. Okay? Now this was your present perfect, active voice, negative sentence. Now let's go to the present perfect, passive voice, negative sentence. Understood? English has not been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them. Okay, you can put any subject, object, not subject. Here, these all can become objects, not subjects. Okay, yeah, subject always come, at the beginning, and object always, comes at the end of a sentence. Okay. English has not been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them. English has not been spoken by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Understood? Now let's go to the interrogative sentences of active voice. Okay, present perfect, active voice, interrogative sentence. Now the sign of interrogative sentence is this, that it takes question marks at the end. You see this, negative sentences have full stops. These negative sentence has full stops, and positive sentence has full stops. Negative sentence has full stops, but interrogative sentence has what? Question mark. You see, this is interrogative, this is interrogative, negative. Both have question marks. Understood? So the first sign was that. The second sign is that the helping verb comes at the beginning of a sentence, of an interrogative sentence. Okay, then your subject. First of all, you have to put the helping verb, then your subject, then your main verb, then your object. Understood? Now let's read the example so that you understand them very well. Have I spoken English? Have you spoken English? Have we spoken English? Have they spoken English? Understood? Now this was plural subject, plural verb. Okay. Now here these are singular subject, singular helping verb. Okay. Has he spoken English? Has she spoken English? Has it spoken English? Has Ali spoken English? So now this was your present perfect, active voice, interrogative sentence. Okay. Now let's go to the can say present perfect, passive voice, interrogative sentence. Understood? You see, has English, as I said before, in interrogative sentences, helping verbs, come first, then subjects, then you can say been, then main verb, then object. Understood? Now listen to the example so that you understand very well. Has English been spoken by me? Has English been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them? Okay. Has English been spoken by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Okay. Now let's go to the interrogative negative of, you can say, active voice in present perfect. Interrogative negative. Now here it was only helping verb, okay, then subject. But here it is in helping verb, then not, then the subject. First of all, you have to put the helping verb, then not, then the subject. Okay, for each. This is for this is a plural verb for plural subjects. This is singular verb for singular subjects. I'm talking about the helping verbs. Okay, not the main verb. Main verbs are these. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about these helping verbs. Okay. So have not. Now have not has a problem that we cannot say have not, but rather we can easily say haven't. Okay, so if you allow me please, so that I should say, haven't I spoken English, haven't you spoken English, haven't we spoken English, haven't they spoken English. Okay, now let's go to the singular helping verb with singular subjects. Hasn't he spoken English, hasn't she spoken English, hasn't it spoken English, hasn't Ali spoken English. Understood? Now let's go to the interrogative negative of passive voice in present perfect. Okay, but there it was hasn't, haven't. Here it is only hasn't. Here you can say they become singular subjects. Singular objects become singular subjects. When these are singular subjects, then they take singular helping verbs with them. Okay, that's why has. Okay, so hasn't it was there. So again, either hasn't. Okay, then the subject in passive voice. Hasn't English been spoken by me? Hasn't English been spoken by me, by you, by us, by them? Okay, the second one. Hasn't English been spoken by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Hasn't English been spoken by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. So here I would like to tell you one thing, that we also use modal verbs in present perfect. Now let's know what modal verbs are. Modal verbs are like may, might, can, could, shall, should, will, would, must, ought to, and more like this. These all are modal verbs. Understood? So these modal verbs also can be used in present perfect. Okay? And here I would like to give you one thing, that with modal verbs, the helping verbs is only have, no has. You can never say has with modal verbs in present perfect. Understood? So now let's go to the examples of, you can say, modal verbs. Here you see, I could have spoken English. Now with each and every subject we say could have, could have, could have, could have, could have. Okay, but if you don't believe me, then I should read them for you so that you believe me. Understood? I could have spoken English, you could have spoken English, we could have spoken English, they could have spoken English, he could have spoken English, she could have spoken English, it could have spoken English, Ali could have spoken English. Understood? Now, before I used different subjects, now I will use different modal verbs. Understood? Subject will remain the same, but modal verbs will be changed. Okay? I could have spoken English, I should have spoken English, I might have spoken English, I must have spoken English, I ought to have spoken English, I would have spoken English, I should have spoken English. Now look at the negative. This is the positive, this is the negative. I could not speak English, I should not speak English, I would not speak English, I might not speak English, I must not speak English, I should not speak English, I might not speak English. Now let's go to the passive voice of, you can say, modal verbs. Passive voice. English could have been spoken by me. Now I will use, first of all, I will use different objects. Okay, because here, these all subjects could be used in, can say, active voice. Again, those all subjects will become the objects of passive voice. Okay, that's why I will use different objects first of all. Okay, English could have been spoken by me. English could have been spoken by you. English could have been spoken by us. English could have been spoken by them. English could have been spoken by him. English could have been spoken by her. English could have been spoken by it. English could have been spoken by Ali. I mean, one name. Understood? Now I will use different modal verbs, but the subject will remain the same. Understood? Otherwise, it can consume a lot of energy that, I'm not able to afford. Okay, so please, simply you can say, the stamina of my, you can say, energy is, you can say, on its peak. You can say now it's a time that I can, fade anytime. Okay. Sorry. English could have been spoken. English should have been spoken. English might have been spoken. English must have been spoken. English would have been spoken. English ought to have been spoken. English must have been spoken. English should have been spoken, and many more. Okay. Now let's go to the negative. English couldn't have been spoken. English shouldn't have been spoken. English might not have been spoken. English mustn't have been spoken. Must not. Okay, mustn't. English shouldn't have been spoken. English wouldn't have been spoken. English might not have been spoken. English must not have been spoken. English would not have been spoken. English could not have been spoken. Now here I would like to tell you one thing, that you can see these all helping verbs are has. Why? Because of this object of active voice. Active voice, object is singular. That's why it has become the subject of passive voice. Singular subject. Okay, singular object, singular subject. When subject is singular, that's why it has taken, helping verbs with them. With it, that, these are singular subjects. That's why they have taken singular object. Verbs with them, helping verbs with them. Okay, until here, these all are, you can say, singular subjects. But what about this? Why is it have? It is, has everywhere, but here it is have. Why is it so? Because of this. You have to pay good attention to this. Whenever the object of active voice is plural, then it becomes the subject of passive voice. When, the subject of passive voice is plural, then it will take a plural helping verb. Here, it was singular, that's why it took singular helping verb. Here it is plural, that's why it is taking plural helping verb. Okay, understood? Now I will read it for you so that you understand it very well. You can see the subject, singular helping verb, but plural object. That's why, he has taught students, she has taught students, it has taught students, Ali has taught students. Okay, now this is what the passive voice. That is, students have been taught by him. Students have been taught by him, by her, by it, by Ali, etc. Understood? And now here I would like to tell you one more thing that we want to. I wanted to tell you about since and for. That where to use since and where to use for. So, first of all, you have to pay attention to your, tense, that is present perfect. Understood? So, the action, present perfect, I'm talking about present perfect. If you want to mention the beginning of that action, present perfect, if you want to mention only the beginning of that action or beginning point, then you'll have to use since. But if you want to, if you want to count the years, from the beginning to the end, till the end, until now. Okay, a present perfect is an action that started in past but finished in present, now. Okay. So from there to here, if you want to count the years in the middle, the months, the weeks, the days, the hours, the minutes, even the seconds. If you want to count these, I can say years, then you have to use 4. If you want to mention the beginning point of the action, when the action started, if you want to mention that beginning, then you will have to use since. Understood? Let me give you an example that I have written on the board so that you understand very well. Now, you see, I have lived in Hozdar. I have lived in Hozdar since my birth. Means, when I was born, since then until now, I have lived in Hozdar. So I can use since my birth. You can see it here, since my birth. Okay, since my birth until now, I have lived in Hozdar. Okay, so you can say I have lived in Hozdar since my birth. Now here I am talking about the beginning point where my life, started in past. Understood? Now this I can say use for. I have lived in Hozdar for 40 years. Now my age is 40 years. Understood? So here I said I have lived in Hozdar for 40 years. Why for? Because here I am counting the years. Here I am not talking about, you can say, the beginning point, that is since my birth, since, you can say, last year, since last month, you can say since 2010, since 2011, since 1988, since 1982, since 1992. Okay, I'm not using anything such, but rather I am you can say, counting the years in the middle that have passed. Understood? The years when I was born until now, the years in the middle have passed, so I am counting these. That's why I am using 4. Simple, you can say, whenever you see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 0 40, okay, not even 40, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, okay, then you have to use 4. Understood? The easiest way to understand is that whenever you have to put 1 2 3 4 in your sentences, then you have to use 4. Not for that 4, I could say, in accounting you can say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then you have to use 4. Understood? But when you want to, you can say, mention the beginning point of that action, then you have to use since. Understood? Since, you can say, last summer, since January, since 2008, since 2010, since March, since April, since May. These are since. Okay. For 2 years, for 3 years, for 40 years, for 10 years, for 2 days, for 10 days, for 12 days, for 8 days, for 8 nights, for 8 hours, for 8 minutes, for 10 seconds, for, you can say, 10 days, for 10 years. You see, 10, 12, 4, 5, I'm using these. That's why I'm using 4. Okay. So this is the concept of using since and for. Okay. Now here I would like to tell you the last thing, that the subjects with I and we do not use, you can say, the third form of verb go. I mean, we do not say gone, but rather we say been. Why? In English language, it, you can say, leaves a bad impression on the speaker, that when you say I have gone to market, then the next person says, where have you gone? You are here in front of me. You are here in front of me. Where have you gone? Understood? That's why it leaves a bad impression. You cannot say, or we all cannot say, we have gone to market, but rather we say, we have been to market. Okay? Never say gone. Gone leaves a bad impression. Okay? And the sentence. Understood? Whenever you say, I have gone to market, the next person says that, Where had you gone? You are here. If you had gone, so you would not have been here. You are here right in front of me. So where have you gone? You're here. Okay. So that's why we say we have been to market. Okay. So now I have written an example so that you understand very well when I will read it for you. I have gone to Husdar. Wrong. You see cut mark. Wrong. I have gone to Husdar. No. I am here. How? Can I go to Husdar? Okay, we have gone to Husdar. Wrong. Use cut mark. Now you see this one. I have been to Husdar. Correct. We have been to Husdar. Correct. Understood? So that's why you should never say I have gone to Husdar, but rather you should say I have been to Husdar. We have been to Husdar. Okay, as I said before, when you say I have gone to Husdar, so it leaves a bad impression, okay, on your speech, and you can say on the next person that you are talking to. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept of today's lesson. If we are alive, we will meet in a new video with a new grammatical point. So bye for now.